You talk about being painfully shy. Were you happy when you had to go to school? Did you want to go?
I loved school. Like, I love books. I love syllabus. I honestly, like, my husband makes fun of me because I was the kid who get their syllabus in July for school and like start reading the books before Labor Day. Like, who does that?
You.
I was so into that. I loved school. So being in the classroom, I adored, but it was like the small moments of, I remember like the moment carrying your tray to a cafeteria table and not, no, I hated it.
You hated it?
Because it was the moment where you had to like insert yourself into a social situation. Like those moments, like walking into the playground and being like, am I going to go here? Am I going to go here? And it wasn't, I have to say, like, it wasn't like I had some tortured childhood where I was made fun of all the time, but in my own head, I created these tensions.
By the way, I think this is so interesting because if someone's listening and has a kid, who is that kid? Sometimes you think, well, is this child going to go down this path and be this way? Well, clearly something happened to you because you went from that girl to this girl. Was there a moment in high school, in college, where you just cracked out and said, you know what? I'm going to be who I am, weird, all the things your mom suggested.
I remember, there was a pivotal moment and it kind of feels like a 90s rom-com or something, but I was super unexpectedly nominated for homecoming queen.
Wait, what?
In high school. And I was like, homecoming queen. Like, I wasn't like, I didn't, I had friends, but I wasn't like the most,
that one,
beloved girl in school. And I was like, and then I realized it's because I had so many different groups of friends. Because I was truly friends with like the sporty kid and the nerdy kid and the yearbook kid and I was the after school participant. Like, I wanted to sign up for everything. And I was like, I have a lot of different groups of friends. I'm like a bridge builder. And I ended up winning homecoming queen at Abington Senior High School.
Girl.
And that really was a turning point for me because I was like, I didn't see myself that way at all.
So when it was there's probably three of you waiting when they call out the person. What did you think when they said your name?
It was the first time I had won anything. It was the first time I had been seen for anything. I mean, truly, like I really am an introverted, like energetically. And, but it was in that moment that I was like, it's both and. Like, I can step on a stage and learn to be literate in that.
Boy, and to be somebody who doesn't expect it, who finds yourself there. Okay, so did being in the spotlight make you feel good? Did it make you feel weird?
I think especially then it was both.
Yeah.
But also I allowed myself to see I was able to see myself through the community's eyes a little bit. Yeah. I was like, there's so-and-so and there's so-and-so. And the reason, it's, those voting things are really just like a numbers game. And I was like, the reason I won this wasn't because I'm so grand or special. It's because I cast a wide net. And that was interesting to me.
So you're like, this is part of my thing. I'm going to tell you something super weird. So in high school, I was very similar to you. And it was homecoming. And they nominated Cameron DeMaine, gorgeous, Margie Ianni, gorgeous, somebody else, gorgeous, and me. I was like, my brother was like, what? Why? I go, I actually don't know. I don't know. And then they said, my brother, I still remember, my brother was there. My dad was working. My brother was there with me. And he goes, where do we go when we lose? I go, I think we go left. I think, because that's what I was thinking. Because he was always worried about, like, where do we go? How do we get out of here? And literally they called my name. There was a picture of my brother looking at me like,
shock.
Her and me too, like, me? And you realize, because true, when you are in sports with the popular kids, with the after school kids, that's interesting.
Wow, that's such a parallel.
I wonder how many people have something similar who wound up in this way, because you can't just be in a narrow lane. You've got to broaden out.
Correct.